You know that person. Everyone in every office, every classroom, every family dinner knows exactly that person without exception. The one who speaks the loudest, the longest, with the most absolute certainty about things they clearly do not understand at all. They have a confident answer before the question is even finished, every time, without hesitation, without a single moment of doubt. Meanwhile, you, who have spent years actually learning, actually thinking carefully, cannot stop questioning everything you know every single day. You hesitate before you speak. You qualify your statements. You wonder if you truly understand it, as well as you think you do. Their confidence is not intelligence. Your doubt is not weakness. Both are symptoms of the exact same psychological mechanism working as designed. Once you understand how this mechanism works, you will never see yourself or anyone around you the same way ever again. That is a promise. Let me take you into a room you have probably already sat in many times throughout your professional life without fully understanding what you were witnessing. A team meeting. A complex decision needs to be made. Something technical that requires actual, deep understanding of the subject on the table. Person 1 has been working in this field for exactly 2 years. They read one book on the topic last month. They feel completely on top of everything. When they speak without hesitation. No qualifications, no nuance, no acknowledgement that the subject might be more complex than they realize. Person 2 has 15 years of direct hands-on experience in exactly this subject. They have seen every version of this problem before and know it deeply. When the expert speaks, they hesitate slightly. They qualify their statements. They say things like, "It depends," and "There are several ways to look at this problem." Now here is the question that reveals everything about how rooms actually work. Who does the room listen to in the end? In 1999, 2 psychologists at Cornell University published a study that would become one of the most referenced findings in all of social psychology history. David Dunning and Dunning-Kruger asked one deceptively simple question. Do people actually know how much they know about any given subject? What they found was this. People with low competence in a given area consistently and significantly overestimate their own ability every single time. The reason was not arrogance. It was a specific cognitive limitation built into how the human mind processes the boundary of its own knowledge. To accurately evaluate your own performance in any field, you need the exact same skills required to perform well in that field in the first place. To know that you are bad at something, you need to be good enough at it, to recognize what good actually looks like from the inside. This is the Dunning-Kruger Effect, not a character flaw, not stupidity, a structural feature of how human cognition works at the edge of competence. The effect has 2 sides. Everyone talks about the first side. Almost nobody talks about the second. And the second side is where everything gets uncomfortable. The first side, the peak of Mount Stupid, is the early stage of learning where you know just enough to feel like you know absolutely everything there is to know. The vocabulary feels familiar. The basic concepts are accessible. The surface looks flat and manageable, and so confidence spikes, hard, fast, without warning. But here is what happens to the expert. Here is the side nobody talks about. As real knowledge accumulates, confidence drops significantly, unexpectedly, painfully. Not because you are getting worse, because you are getting better. Because you can now see everything you did not know you could not see before. Every new level of understanding reveals 3 new levels of complexity you had not previously been able to perceive from where you were standing before. The cruel irony is fully visible now. The people with least knowledge feel most certain. The people with most knowledge feel most doubt every single time. This pattern appears everywhere once you understand how to look for it. In every workplace, every public conversation, every personal relationship you have ever had. In the workplace, The newly promoted manager, who has never managed before, implements sweeping changes in month 1 with absolute total conviction and zero hesitation. The experienced manager, who has seen dozens of teams, watches carefully for 6 months before touching a single thing. In public discourse, the loudest opinions on the most complex questions almost never come from the people who have spent years actually studying those questions professionally. The actual researchers speak in probabilities and qualifications and careful language, which reads as uncertainty to an audience trained to equate confidence with knowledge and truth. In personal relationships, the person most certain they understand human nature is almost always the one who has done the least introspective work on themselves. The person who has done real introspective work, who has spent years in genuine self-examination, almost always says the same thing. I'm still figuring this out. Here is the part that changes everything. The Dunning-Kruger Effect is not a fixed destination. It is a curve. And the curve has a place where it leads if you stay with it long enough. Beyond the valley of despair, beyond the place where growing knowledge produces growing doubt, there is a third zone that most conversations about this effect never reach or mention. The zone where genuine mastery produces a different kind of confidence, not the false confidence of knowing nothing, the earned confidence of having moved through everything. The difference between false confidence and earned confidence is texture. One is smooth and total. The other is specific, conditional, and built from real experience over real time. The expert says, it depends, not because they are uncertain, but because they know precisely how many variables the real answer actually contains and respects. So if you are currently in the valley, doubting yourself, questioning your knowledge, wondering if you understand anything at all, I need you to hear this very clearly right now. The doubt is not the problem. The doubt is the evidence. The doubt means you have gone far enough into real knowledge to see how far there is still to go ahead. So what do you actually do with all of this information? Here are 3 things, 3 specific, practical, immediately applicable shifts in how you see and move through the world. First, recalibrate how you read confidence in other people. Certainty is not evidence of competence. These 2 things have almost no reliable correlation whatsoever. Once you stop treating certainty and competence as equivalent, your ability to identify who actually knows what they are talking about improves dramatically and permanently. Second, recalibrate how you read your own doubt. If you are questioning yourself and feeling the weight of complexity, you are not failing at confidence. You are succeeding at thinking. These are not the same thing. Failing at confidence and succeeding at thinking are completely different experiences that can feel identical from the inside when you are living them. Third, understand that the goal is not to eliminate doubt. The goal is to move through it until your confidence becomes earned rather than assumed. That is the only path that leads somewhere real. The person at the peak of Mount Stupid will tell you they have already arrived at the destination. They have not even understood what the journey actually requires of them yet. You, with all your uncertainty, all your careful questioning, all your awareness of how much you still do not fully know, you are already further along than they will ever understand. That is not a consolation prize for finishing second. That is the accurate description of what genuine competence actually looks like from the inside when you are living it. Every room you have ever sat in where you felt less certain than someone who knew less, you were not the problem in that room. You were the most valuable mind in it. The next time you hesitate before speaking, remember that hesitation is the sound of a mind that knows enough to respect what it is about to say. That is rare. That matters. The next time someone speaks with total certainty about something genuinely complex, you will know exactly what you are looking at and what it means about their actual depth. The Dunning-Kruger Effect is not just a psychological curiosity. It is a map. And now you know how to read it. for yourself, and for everyone around you. Keep learning, keep questioning, keep feeling the weight of how much you do not know yet. That feeling is not your enemy. It is your compass pointing exactly where you need to go. If this video described something you recognized in yourself, in someone around you, in a room you have sat in, share it with one person who needs to see it today. And if you want to understand more about how the systems around you actually work, how the mind, the workplace, and the people in your life are all operating by rules nobody officially explained, subscribe and stay with us. New video every week. The rules nobody explained to you. Named, examined, and laid out clearly. That is what this channel is here to do for you every single week. The doubt you feel is not the end of the story. It is the most important part of the middle. And the only people who ever reach the other side are the ones who did not stop when it got heavy.